John Kelly and his wife came to Hawaii, and they fell in love with the islands. They were totally enraptured by them. They built the home here and were very open and friendly, and the Hawaiians loved them too. And all of that is reflected in his art. He was capturing a period in time that is becoming more and more encapsulated, and people are beginning to realize that the 30s were really an interesting time in Hawaiian history. And you can see the style of his printmaking. It has a kind of an Art Deco feel. Here in Black Point, it was really considered an artist colony. There were a lot of artists that lived in this area, visited with the Kelly family, and painted and worked in this area. Kate, his wife, was really a moving and important part in his life.
She was very much a strong person in his life. She didn't necessarily tell him what to do, but she might suggest a little something here and there.
She was a great artist in her own right, but she deferred her art to John's and helped John sell his prints and things, which she would go to the Royal Hawaiian Hotel and get people to come to the home to see John's artwork.
They did very much collaborate. Kate would be the one to go outside and to bring people back. If, for instance, they went to this Liberty House food place down there for lunch, she would be the one to talk to the girls and how would you like to be on a print, or how would you like to have your picture taken?
I met the senior Kellys at their home, and one day John asked me if I would pose for him in Chinese costume. So I said I would be very happy to do so. So I did.
I think John's creative process kind of went something like this. And he had a picture in his mind. Well, he had a model. And Kate would usually come in and photograph the model in different positions. Then John would sit down and start to sketch. And he'd make a sketching first that would be very loose sketch. And then he would evolve on that sketch that he had made.
And if he was satisfied with the drawing, he'd turn the paper over and wipe the back of the paper with lead, pencil lead. So the whole back of the paper is covered with pencil lead. Then he would put the paper on a copper plate and trace over the drawing he'd made. And that lead would be lightly on the copper plate. Then he would take a stylus point, something sharp, and draw that image on the plate. Then use a resist, paint the plate with a resist, which keeps the acid from biting it. Then use the stylus point to trace over the drawing again and put it in an acid bath and etch the plate. And the length of time is in the acid bath, the deeper the cut or the etch portion of the plate.
Then he might get some ideas about different color plates and put them together, and that was a big process. That was a big problem to make sure that they all came out in the same form.
So you have a 5-color print, then you have a copper plate for each color. And then how you ink the plate is really important. No two aqua tints are the same, because how you wipe the ink off the plate affects the colors. And then when you do the printing, you have each plate, the registration has to be perfect. Otherwise you get a blurry print and it's a throwaway.
I was told by my mother, Marion Kelly, that this is, the person that posed for this was Jean King. And as you can see, there's quite an influence of Modigliani in this pose. John Kelly, my grandpa, was a gentle person, as I recall.
A gentle, sweet, loving person. and so talented and so humble.
But he did have a good sense of humor. He liked a good laugh. He had a wonderful laugh.
Look at the shoes, and isn't that great? He had a great sense of humor, didn't he?
The idea of biting the plate, you put it into acid, and the acid is the part that bites into the plate. Some people that Kate had in had time to stay, and maybe they would buy a print or two, and then before they left, they said, "We want to meet the artist." And so Kate would say to them, "Well, I'm afraid he's in biting a nude." And they got shocked, and then the laughter came.
Well, I think he was a great artist. He did beautiful things, and I think he was one of the top artists here in Hawaii.
This is just my personal opinion, but John Kelly was without peer in Hawaii. I don't think anyone else could compare to what he did in printmaking. Any good art has longevity. Good art only gets better with time.